Welcome back to part 2 of Julia Accetta's Journey, question and answers. If you missed part 1, I will include the link in the description section of this video. So one of my friends real quick told me that she didn't even know there was a description section. I always write a little narrative in the description center of my posts on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, of my reels on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So be sure to read the description sections. It is my morning, so good morning to you. I'm drinking from my London Starbucks coffee cup this morning. I am super tired still, and I'm kind of moving in slow motion, so slow that it feels like I am going in reverse. Let's jump right into questions and answers, part 2. Hussein from Historical Field Trips, he has been trying to get me to come to Jordan for quite some time now, and maybe this will happen very soon. His question is, have you been traveling for a long time? Yes, I have. I mentioned in part 1 of questions and answers that I was raised a military dependent. So as a kid, my travels included Thailand. I was born in Thailand. Then we moved to, my family and I moved to Panama, Massachusetts, Korea. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Born in Thailand, Panama, Massachusetts, Korea, Hawaii, Florida. So yes, before I was 17, I had lived in all of those places. And then as an adult, I did some traveling within the continental US, and I can't think and do this at the same time. We're just going to keep rolling. We're going to see how well I can multitask. So to answer Hussein's question, yes, I have been traveling for a long time. I was born a traveler. I have that free spirit, the exploration, the drive, the desire to do and go anywhere. As a matter of fact, most of my traveling is done solo. And I enjoy it. To be fearless is to be limitless. And I happen to love traveling, and I can't just sit around and wait for somebody to accompany me. So I just go and do it by myself. Justa from New York, USA, asks, what made me start traveling? Aside from being a military dependent as a kid, as an adult, I think I answered that question already, but I will go intimately and a little more deeply. If Justa, you are asking what made me decide to leave the States and teach abroad and start traveling, I will disclose some personal and private information to you. I knew for a long time, Justa, that I wasn't going to retire from Florida school system. I just wasn't going to do that. So I said that I would stay for a certain amount of time, but that certain amount of time ended up being sooner than I had expected. The school that I was working at changed drastically. I didn't agree with the change. It wasn't becoming the school that I had loved and the school that my own children went to. It was just not, it wasn't a good fit for me anymore. And I knew that I would not want to work in another school in the district. So I left the school. Another reason I left the States in 2019 was I was having a very difficult time just getting over a breakup, and so difficult that it took me 2 years to decide that I needed to leave. And it ended up taking me close to 4 years to get over the breakup. So I figured that if I left the country, that it would go away, the pain would go away and the devastation would go away, but it didn't, you guys. The pain and the devastation went away when I did a lot of inner work and a lot of inner healing. So just that's why I decided to leave the States in 2019. Now, with that being said, yes, I have healed from that and I have a lot of peace with it now, but I'm still not gonna come home. Not yet. So just, I hope that kind of answered your question. Thank you guys for listening to that very private part of my life. But like I said, I'm healed, so I'm totally able to talk about it, and I am human. Okay, so I'm trying to I should have rearranged these to put them in the correct order. JC from Colorado asks, what was the worst thing you've eaten while traveling? And, I wasn't quite sure what JC had meant when she used the term worst. So I texted her and I said, what do you mean by worst? Because, I'll touch on some of worst. So worst could be the most unhealthy while I've been traveling. And that would definitely be McDonald's, like 3 Big Mac meals in a row, each 3 days in a row, because I missed home so much. And that was my comfort food. 5 Guys, 5 times in 3 months when I lived in London. So that would be the worst nutrition wise. But JC says, grossest for me. I don't have a grossest for me because I don't like to use the word gross. I have an expression, don't yuck my yum. And I'm actually glad, JC, that you said grossest for me because, I don't like to yuck anybody's yum. What I find unappealing might be somebody's yum and best thing ever. But to my dislike for taste, I can only think of 2 things in my entire life. And one of them goes back to when I was in the States. I was in the States and I went to a Mexican restaurant. And hold on, I really have to focus on this part. And I went to this Mexican restaurant and I like to order different things on the menu because I like to try different things. I'll eat anything. So I ordered this burrito and it came with mole sauce. And I don't remember ever having mole sauce. And I'm like, oh, I'll try it, because I try it and eat anything. Oh my glory. The first bite, I was like, but I swallowed it. The second bite, I was like, and I spit it out and I couldn't swallow that burrito, that bite. So I said to the server, I am so sorry. I never bring back food or take back food. I never, waste food. I feel so bad, but I can't eat this. So it was the mole sauce, you guys. I couldn't eat that mole sauce. And that was in the States. Okay, so the second thing that I remember that I don't really, I can't eat. I just can't get it down is Thailand has these pink eggs. I think they're like chicken eggs, but the outside shell is pink. And I don't know if it's made like dyed pink, but it's pink. And the inside is like this gel. So the first time I had it, again, I was like, but I ate it. And then I was like, ooh, I really don't like that. The jelly, it was like a jelly inside. And I was like, ooh, I really don't like that jelly. So I said, another day, a different day, I said, oh, I'm going to try this again. Maybe I'll like it this time. I didn't like it that time either. So I think I tried it like 2 or 3 different times and I did not like it. So those are the not to my liking things that I can remember that were like not yummy for me. Now, some people are probably wondering, for the word worst thing to mean the most unusual, the most different. Okay, so I'll just use the word different, the most different. I'm not going to say that what the list that I'm going to be giving you is the worst thing, because like I said, I consider myself a very cultured person, a very accepting person to everybody's foods and cultures and traditional foods and stuff like that. Please do not yuck my yum, because my yum also includes other people's yum. But, oh, I forgot to show you. But the worst, I'm not even going to say the word worst. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I couldn't do my eyeliner and talk at the same time. I'm not even going to use the word worst. I'm going to use the phrase, the most different foods for the Western palate include live ants. I've eaten live ants before. I've eaten bugs, not live bugs, they were cooked bugs. Some of them were like this big. I've eaten moth larvae, which is like the caterpillar stage of the moth. I've eaten like silkworms. I've eaten bugs and grubs. I've eaten every single part of the animal that you can think of: the heart, the lungs, the brain, the eyes, the face, the snout, the ears, the feet, the intestines, the seriously every part of the tongue, every part of the animal that you can think of, I've eaten. I do enjoy all of that food. I love to eat. I love food. I love any kinds of food. As a matter of fact, I don't cook. Julie and cooking do not belong in the same sentence, unless the sentence is Julie is not cooking. So I eat out for every single meal. In Thailand, when I lived in the States, my mother cooked for me for every single night at dinner. So I rely on other people to cook for me. And because I rely on other people to cook for me, I can't be picky. And I was never a picky eater anyway. So I would actually love, love, love to have a cook and just have the food for me whenever I want to eat it. I don't even care what it is. I will just eat it. Sometimes I don't even want to go looking for the food, and literally the food is downstairs of my condo and out the door. There's food everywhere in Bangkok. Sometimes all the time I just want the food in front of me. So that is my relationship with food, and I never yuck anybody's yum. And that I actually made a video of don't yuck my yum, and I showed you guys that I was eating bugs and grubs, and that was like the first time I ever came out of the closet, when I was making that video, and I was extremely raw while I was making that video. Jim from Florida would enjoy understanding the contents of the meals that I show you guys. He always ate sea rations prior to going into town when he lived in Asia. I do post pictures of a lot of foods. As a matter of fact, I have been compiling the meals that I eat in Bangkok, and including the prices of what they are, which are extremely, extremely reasonable. And that is why I can afford to eat out every single night, because I eat street food. well, every single day and night. I typically only eat 2 meals a day anyway. So yeah, so I'll include that. But like I said, you guys, sometimes I don't even know what I'm eating. I just go and I, tell them one, please. And, in Indonesia, where I didn't speak the language and I didn't read the descriptions of the food, the street food, and I didn't even know what foods there were, I would just literally walk up to a vendor and say one, takeaway, and like not even know what I'm eating. So that shows me that I can literally live and survive in any part of the world because I'll eat anything. And I think that that is a valuable asset to have if you're going to be a traveler. Because if I were to eat Western food every single day in Thailand in a restaurant, you guys, the Western food costs as much here as it does in the States. So if I'm going to a restaurant, I can pay up to $15, $20 for a Western meal twice a day. I don't even do that in the States, you guys. So, like I said, enjoy my clips and check me out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and, see how much my meals cost. And then you'll understand how I can afford eating out every day. So that is, James, I hope I answered that question. And okay, I am now at 15 minutes, and I promise you guys that my videos will not be very much longer than 10 minutes, and I will finish up. I will finish answering your questions. And please, if you feel inclined to send me, if you feel inclined to send me a question, you can do so. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, put a comment, click the thumbs up for these videos, hit the subscribe, click subscribe to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon when you subscribe to the channel. That way you're notified as to whenever I upload new content. Okay, so I will be finishing my coffee. Hopefully I'll be waking up soon, and it is time for me to slay my day. Have a, ooh, that kind of stings. I can't even see either, you guys, so my eyes. Okay, so have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. Thank you so much for being curious about my life and my journey. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. You guys, I appreciate you so, so, so very much. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your cheers. Thank you for allowing me onto your screens and into your homes and into your hearts. Okay, until part 3, enjoy your day, and love to all. We're just gonna keep rolling. So he said, welcome back to Julia Accetta's Journey, questions and answers part 2. If you missed part 1, I will include the link to part 1 in the descriptions. So real quick, one of my friends told me that she didn't even know that there's a description section. Under all of my videos, I write a little narrative in the descriptions section explaining and describing where I'm at and what I'm doing.